Okay, welcome back to Tarot Lessons. If you missed the first episode, the first video that I posted, you're going to want to go watch that one if you're a beginner, okay? Because I talk about the very basics, how to even get a deck. Go watch that video first, okay? Because it builds. Each video is going to build upon the last one. I have a playlist called Learning Tarot, and that's how you can find the first video. You follow along the playlist, okay? Okay, so for those of you who are coming back for the continued lesson, let's get into it. So as you can see in the last video, we pulled the Two of Cups. We know what that meant for the day. Get your journal, record what you got, see how the day plays out, see how the energy manifested, okay? Now, let's talk about pulling more than one card to create a story. Okay, so let's say I'm going to set my intention, right? Let's say it's day 2. I'm setting my intention on what can I expect for the day. But I'm going to pull 3 cards, okay? Now, like I said, we're going to read it like a comic strip, okay? But we're going to use our intuition before we use that book. Now, here's what I'll say. When going into doing your reading, it helps to know what the 4 different suits represent, because it'll help you get more information. So we have the cups here. Okay? Cups. When you're pulling cups in any of your readings, the cups have to do with the water signs. And you can remember this because a cup holds liquid, right? So when you get cups, it has to do with the water, the zodiac signs, the water signs. So that would be Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio. Okay? Now, knowing that it has to do with a water sign, what does that tell you? Well, maybe we're dealing with a person who represents one of those signs. Maybe we are in a water season when doing the reading, and we know something's going to manifest this month, right? There's many different ways. You use your intuition because it's going to be different every time with every card. Now, the cups also represent emotional fulfillment, right? Like people say, is your cup full? Like I need to fill my cup up with love. So, emotional fulfillment. So that's how we can decipher the cups. When we get the cups, that's another aspect we can put into the reading, right? So with this one, like we got for yesterday's reading, it's the Two of Cups, right? So like I said in that video, it's going to be different for all of you, but I was feeling like someone significant might come into the life. With knowing that this is the water signs, we know that this person coming into our life could be one of those water signs, okay? Or it could just represent that it's going to be something that really makes you happy. A lot of happiness coming in, okay? So that's how we can take that information and add it to the reading. Okay, so let's go ahead and shuffle. And like I said, you can shuffle however you want. I like to just let one fall out. 2 fell out, though. Now, what does that mean? Well, there must be more to the story that Spirit wants us to know. So since we had 2 that fell out, the first one that fell out was the 3 of Pentacles. Okay, so we're not going to run and get the guidebook yet, right? What do we do first? We look at the card, let your mind go blank, use all of your senses to pick up what is this card telling me. Ask it even, what are you telling me? And if you don't get anything, that's fine. Just sit there until you do. It could take 20 minutes when you're a beginner, right? But I will say it's very subtle, and it's the first thing you get. So don't discount something like that's silly, that doesn't make sense. You don't know how the day is going to play out. It could make sense. Sometimes crazy things happen. When I look at this card, what are you telling me? You know what I see when I look at this? And it's going to be different for you because it's your day, right? This is a lesson. When I look at this card, the 3 pentacles are kind of calling me. So then when that object on the card is calling me, I'm looking at it and I'm like, what are you telling me? Why am I being called to you? And then I just had a clear knowing, right? Clear cognizantly. I just knew my 3 children. I have 3 kids. So I know, okay, something with the kids today. Okay, so what do I need to pay attention to? Something with the kids today. Something with the kids today. What else are you telling me? What about the kids? Now the smile is sticking out to me. Her smile is sticking out to me. So I feel like I might be doing something really fun with my 3 kids today. Okay? Now it came out, remember, it came out with the 2 of Cups first. And when I was looking at this card, I felt like we might be meeting someone significant today. So maybe there's going to be a play date. Maybe we run into someone at the playground, right? I'm going to be doing something fun with my 3 kids, but maybe we meet someone significant. Maybe I meet a new friend at the playground. Maybe they meet a new friend at the playground, okay? Now, like I said, there were 3 cards that fell out. So the other card that came out was the Knight of Cups. Another cup. We know cups are about emotional fulfillment. Okay? We know that they're about the water signs. And it's interesting because 2 cups came out. So there's a lot of emphasis on this emotional fulfillment. Okay? Look at the card. What is the card telling us? Well, look at this horse. I immediately am drawn to the horse walking through all that water. It doesn't look easy to do, right? It looks like it's like, man, we are really trying to walk through that water. So when I look at this, water can be about emotions. It's not all happy, right? Sometimes it's like we might be working through some emotions today that are kind of difficult, right? Maybe we've been pushing them down and we haven't really dealt with something. So Spirit wants us to know these 3 cards came out for our daily reading, okay? Now what you do is you look at these 3 cards, string them into a story. What is this telling us? Okay? It's going to be different for all of you, and there's no right or wrong answer. Write it down in your book, your notebook, your journal. Date it, write it down, see how the energy plays out for the day, and then come back and write down what ended up happening. Over time, you can draw conclusions and you can see, and this is going to help you learn to read the energy better. Because when you get the feedback from yourself, right, we're not even talking about reading anyone else yet. We're just talking about reading ourselves. Okay? Now, when we have the 3 of Pentacles, I do want to say, because I've already discussed the cups, Pentacles are the earth signs. Okay? The earth signs. The earth signs. You can remember this because coins, money, it's material. It's like made from the earth, right? It's not going anywhere. It's very grounding, just like the earth is grounding. Okay? So the earth signs are Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus. So we can know that there might be a lot of grounding we have to do for the day. Knowing that information. Maybe, I'm a Virgo and my daughter's a Virgo, so that's 2 earth signs right there. But maybe we need to be grounded today. Maybe I'm going to get stressed out at the park. Maybe the kids aren't going to listen. And I need to remember that I have to ground myself so I don't get flustered and frustrated. And maybe that is how it plays into the Knight of Cups, right? Walking through that water. Maybe Spirit's letting me know that if I don't get myself in check, if I don't make sure I'm grounded before we go to this park, maybe I'm going to be overwhelmed. I'm not going to be feeling the best. Okay? Now what you would do now is you'd write it down in your journal, see what ends up happening, and then see, connect the dots. And then if something different happened than what you thought, then remember that for next time. I'd be like, okay, next time I feel this energy, this is how it manifested, and you can just keep track of it and learn this is how you do it. Now, after you do all that, only then, when you've done all that intuitive work, then you get the guidebook out. Because we're still trying to learn the tarot, right? Then you get the guidebook out, and you can look up, what does the 3 of Pentacles mean? Okay? And it will say right here, upright, it was upright. Teamwork, initial fulfillment, collaboration, and learning. Teamwork. Okay, so, when I was looking at this card, I felt like about the kids, taking them to the park, but teamwork. So maybe before we go, I need to tell them, hey guys, this is the plan. When I give you guys the 5-minute warning, that means we're going to go. Because it's teamwork, right? We're a team. I'm not just the boss. I mean, I am. But you know what I mean? Make it feel like they're in on it, okay? So you see how I'm using the guidebook only at the end to kind of enhance the reading? Okay. Then we have the Knight of Cups. So whenever we hit this one, it's upright, right? Romance, charm, and it's like knight in shining armor and imagination. Okay. So knowing that, okay, it makes me feel like there's going to just be it's going to be a good day, right? It's going to be a good day. And the good thing is that it came up in the reverse, so it makes me feel like we're not going to feel overwhelmed because we're going to use this reading and apply everything that Spirit gave us. And, it's saying that this can be a beautiful thing as long as I keep myself grounded. It could be a beautiful day. Okay? So, follow along. Go to my playlist. I'm going to be posting these readings. If you like this deck that I use, it's my personal deck, the Sun-Kissed Angels. I'll link it right here for you.